Hi guys, welcome back. It's me again, and we're still discussing tech frameworks like we discussed in the last class. In this class, we're going to be discussing front-end technologies, and I'm just going to be giving you a brief rundown of like how a few technologies and how they do it. Now, what are front-end technologies? Well, think of it like this, yeah. You have a huge business. Well, you have a huge business, you do something, right? And you want to be able to serve customers in a particular way, but what do they see? Or what do they interact with? That's where we now deal with front end because that's the front facing side, right? Or you can call it client side. Now, this client side, another analogy might be like an iceberg. Yeah, you can see this huge iceberg, and a lot of it is actually underwater. A lot of it is actually doing the work and everything. And then you have this small bit that's just like on the top that everybody sees and sees as this small, cute iceberg, but like there's this huge conglomerate that is right there. So you can think of that small tip as client side or front end technology. So yeah, what are a few front-end technologies that are used? So I'm going to break down into different categories. We have web, right? And we have mobile, and we also have like your systems or laptops or different softwares here. But the examples I'm going to be giving here are just web and mobile. So for web, front-end technologies for web, we're going to start from like basic HTML, CSS. I'm sure you've all heard about that before. HTML, CSS, these are like the base of web client-side technologies because they are very, very popular and they've been here for a long time. Yes. And next, we now have JavaScript. I'm sure you've heard of JavaScript. Basically, a pro with just JavaScript, you can actually build a very good client side for a customer to use, right? With just JavaScript, which is actually very good. So JavaScript is like the core of web technologies. Do you get? Because a lot of it has, since JavaScript came out, it came out just strictly for web, and a lot of it has been built on just like making sure the web goes well. Yeah. And so yeah, for web technology, we have HTML, CSS, and then JavaScript. And then more frameworks have now been built after JavaScript came out, right? Using JavaScript or like using some other things. That's why we now have React, and we have Angular, and we have Vue, right? React was built by Facebook, right? Angular was built by Google, and Vue, I think, I don't know who built it, but this very smart guy. And these are just popular frameworks that are used for client side, which is front-end technologies. And on mobile, we have there's iOS and there's Android, right? On iOS or Android, we have React Native. So React and then React Native. You can also use it for mobile, right? And it's very similar to React. There's a lot of it. There's a lot that's common between the two. So that makes it easy for someone that writes React to write React Native. And well, for iOS, we have Swift. Well, before Swift, Apple was using C to write their front-end frameworks, their front-end technologies. That's whatever you see, all the design and everything, all the fancy mobile apps and everything. These are written with C or React or Swift. That's on iOS. And now on Android, we have Kotlin, we have Flutter. Yeah, Flutter is built on that, which is from Google again. And yeah, these are a lot of the frameworks that we have. So whenever you hear these names, at least you know what they are referring to as a product manager. And you would know that, the developers are not giving me bobo again. Anyway, so yeah, that's it for this. See you in the next class.